Dear Diary, I am so glad to be home and finally away from Chloe. Anyway, here's the prompt for today. Write about a time you broke something. Ha! More like when have I not broken something? I trip on my own 2 feet all the time, and sometimes I'm almost certain I was given butter for hands. I mean, seriously. Just this morning, Mrs. Mendelea gave me some beakers to hand out to the rest of the class. And of course, I not only tripped over Adrian's school bag, but also stumbled over backwards and smashed into Chloe and Sabrina's science project. Or should I say, Sabrina's science project that Chloe is taking credit for. Needless to say, they were not too happy about that. And even though I thankfully didn't damage it too much, I still had to suffer through an entire afternoon of helping them fix it, which mostly involved adding half a dozen things Chloe insisted had been there before, even though I know for a fact they weren't. Bright side, Adrian was quick to help me get back to my feet, and he stood up for me to Chloe, which is the only reason my science project is still standing. Adrian is so kind, and he's really good at smoothing things over and calming people down. I love that about him. Not that I'm in love with him anymore. I'm determined not to let my feelings get mixed up in everything ever again, especially after what happened with Felix. But even though I'm only friends with Adrian, I can still admire things about him, right? In fact, while he was defending me to Chloe, he said, Marinette is incredibly smart, and it's one of the many things I admire about her. This was after Chloe insulted my intelligence and said I was too stupid to do a 5-year-old job without tripping over myself. And while it's true I do seem to fall a lot, even in the midst of simple things, it's not because I'm lacking in intelligence. More like I'm thinking too much and getting so lost in my thoughts I forget to control my feet. But can you believe it? Adrian said I was smart, and it was one of the many things he admired about me. Which is a very nice thing for a friend to say. My heart practically soared, and I barely even noticed Chloe's snide comments while I was working on the project. I mean, I know I have to be somewhat smart in order to figure things out as Ladybug all the time. And Kenors often enthusiastically compliment me on it. But as much as I appreciate the praise as Ladybug, I guess it kind of means more that someone would say that about me as Marinette. Even though we're the same person, in a way it's easier to feel smart as Ladybug, because there's always a puzzle to solve and an obvious result that comes out of it. In real life, though, it's not so simple, and sometimes even when you make the right choice, it seems to have little effect at all. Real life takes a quieter kind of smart, one that considers the whole situation and acts on knowledge and instinct to solve a problem to the best of your ability, rather than having a magical object to defeat a villain with. It's so easy to not feel smart when faced with so many challenges and many criticisms, but I've learned that feeling is totally wrong, and it's only a matter of time before you find a solution. There are many different kinds of intelligence, and I think each person is smart in their own way. Actually, I think the harder the challenge, the more intelligence you prove by learning to overcome it. To be smart doesn't mean you'll never struggle, because, let's face it, we all do. But to be smart means you have the capacity to learn and figure things out. And that's a strength I think we all have. Though some people like Chloe try to step on you till you think you don't. What they say doesn't matter though, and it's important to always try your best. Besides, people like Adrian see the real you, and a lack of balance isn't the same as a lack of wit. So yeah, breaking things is pretty much my specialty. Though I guess that comes in handy as Ladybug, since that's basically my job. Come to think of it, I've broken all kinds of strange and powerful things that would have been way more interesting to write about rather than Chloe and Sabrina's science project. Oh well, I guess I need to get that out of my head. Thanks for listening, and see you next time, dear diary. Yours truly, One Smart Meg.